the Diocesan campaign, she also helped us with what turned out to be an international conference. Actually, I have it right back here. It was the Full of Grace campaign. Brother Mickey, I don't know if you're familiar with Brother Mickey. He is a internationally renowned artist who happens to live in Camden. And so we asked him to do this icon for us for this conference. It was the Child Youth Protection Conference, an annual conference that is put together by a different diocese every year. So it's basically for every single diocese in the entire church, okay, has an office that is specifically dedicated to the protection of children, youth, and adults with disabilities, okay? So it is specifically to ensure that they are not being taken advantage of by teachers, clergy, whatever it is. And these were all instituted after the giant scandal that happened. So Camden had volunteered to host that conference for 2019. And so since I was the events coordinator at the time, I was the one that was brought on board to put everything together. And of course, probably my third phone call was, "Hey, Linda, we're doing a big conference and we need marketing materials." So she legitimately took care of everything. She did all of our stickers because I wanted to have stickers of that icon that I showed you on everything. She did tumblers for us. She did the bag. She did I'm pretty sure she did the brochure, not the brochure, the booklet. Yeah. She did so much for us. 180, I think. It was about 200, give or take. And it had only been up until we took over this event, it was 100 people who would come to it every year. We had victims of, unfortunately, church abuse, because you obviously want to hear from the victims to know. We had speakers from Virtus, which is the training that you go through. Psychologists come in to speak. Brother Mickey also spoke in terms of art as therapy for victims of abuse. And so it's the whole conference. It was a 4-day conference, was aimed at bringing these folks together and dealing with specific issues to obviously the protection of these vulnerable communities. And that is not a sexy conference, okay? But attendance is not the greatest, because it's like, yay, we're going for 4 days to talk about all of these horrible things.
Right.
Since its inception, I want to say, I think ours was the 9th one, maybe, or 11th. I forget. Rod's gone to all of them, and he's the one that actually put Camden's name in the hat to host. So he says, I think we can change this. And so we really did get together and tried really hard to make this an event that folks would want to attend. And so we did a Tuesday gala in Philadelphia at the National Constitution Center, where we had the mummers come, and and obviously we had little gift bags from Linda that we put together, that we put out, that it was really like a welcome to Philadelphia. And Linda really helped us put together a welcome package that would be something that folks would want when they came. This conference, which typically only had about 100 people, we ended up getting, I think 180 was our total. That we got. And they not only came from the United States, they came from outside the United States. So it genuinely became an international conference. We had folks from the Philippines come to this. I do attribute some of that to the fact that Linda was so good at curating these, welcome bags for us, and all of these. We had so many more sponsors than we normally do, because again, the items were so high quality. So when we went out and, went door to door asking for sponsors, my hope is that folks who see that recognize that our conference was about more than just that heaviness of topic, right? We wanted to instill hope. And that image is all about hope. It's vibrant, it's colorful, it's got the Blessed Mother holding Jesus, who is protecting these 2 children, the Holy Spirit. I really wanted it to be something that folks wanted to come to year after year. And so having that branding, having that marketing be put out into the ether, right, was really important to me, because I wanted to build up that messaging, build up that image for what the conference actually was and was meant for, rather than, oh God, it's this again. And so having all of that marketing and all of the items that were surrounding it, obviously by the huge bump in numbers, that really resonated with folks. And I genuinely attribute that to the fact that folks are now starting to see this conference in a different light. And that was the goal. That was the whole goal for when Camden took, and it's funny because everybody's like, why would we want to go to Camden? Why would Camden ever volunteer to do something like this? This is not something that we want to do. And now it's actually a bigger thing. And folks, I think is it New Orleans this year? I forget. Anyway, it's actually a thing now, and folks are excited about it. And folks still call Rod and ask him for help planning their conference. So that never happened before. In fact, we generated so much income from because we're not trying to, it's not a for-profit conference, right? But we ended up having a surplus of folks come that we were able to provide seed money for the next conference. Like, that's crazy. I genuinely trust her. So if I say, hey, Linda, I want X, Y, and Z, I know that she will be able to provide it for me.